Good morning, Stampers. Happy Monday and welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. So for today's video, we are going to do a makeover, a card makeover, using the supplies from the Paper Pumpkin kit from October. So it came, I have it all open. It came in this pretty green box here and includes, this is October 2021 and it's called Peaceful Christmas. Yeah, Peaceful Christmas. And it came with fun red paper to go with it. It matches the Peaceful Christmas suite from the catalog. A shaded spruce stamp and spot. Stamps here, which I will show you, and supplies to make these fabulous Christmas cards. And oh my gosh, actually the envelopes are kind of like my favorite part. So they have this on the one side, the little embossed foiled trees, and then they're kind of buffalo check plaid on the inside. So really, really pretty. But if you're like, okay, that's nice, Meg, but I am not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, that's okay, because Paper Pumpkin refill kit for this project is available today. And most of what I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the stamp set because some of us have it. If you get the refill kit, you won't get the stamps or the ink, but you will get all the other card pieces. And I'm going to show you a really cool trick for masking with this particular kit that really extends the pieces that you get and gives you good choices. So those refill kits are only $10 and you get supplies for 8 cards of them and envelopes. Wait, 8? Let me count. I'm pretty sure it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, I was wrong. Well, there's 10 envelopes here. So you probably, yeah, it's 10 cards. Gosh. So really at $1 a card, you can't go wrong with this refill kit. To get the refills, you'll have to be a subscriber. So you could sign up just for a month and get your subscription all set. If you have any questions about that, let me know. There's also more information on my website, which is linked in the video description, about how to get Paper Pumpkin. It's really easy and you can cancel anytime. So there's really no stress with it. But today's project, really fun. Okay, so 2 fun fold card ideas. You could, of course, make them exactly as they're shown in the box, but these fun folds will give you much more opportunity and idea for using your pieces, and also this masking trick that I'm going to show you. So, you guys ready to get stamping? Everybody's saying hi this morning. Hello. Hey, Michelle and Deborah and Margie and Kathy and Elaine and Sue, Tanya and Rachel, another Margie, Margaret, Sally, Trish, Cindy, Elaine, Carol. Okay, I feel like maybe I'm repeating. Anyway, are you guys ready to get stamping? Let's get going here. All right, I have ink on my table, so I'm gonna try not to stick my fingers in it. And actually, I kind of, here, I'll show you. I thought this was a fun makeover day because this is actually, my shirt here was a t-shirt, just kind of a generic t-shirt. And so I added sleeves and a hood to it because I thought that would be a fun makeover project. So, we're going to continue our makeover ideas here with our project this morning. I know that was a lot more intro than I usually do, but we'll get going here. All right. And so pieces. Now, like I said, with Paper Pumpkin, there are always instructions to make them exactly as shown, which I am not going to do. And we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to use their idea, but we're going to make them fun folds. So I have here the green card. In the picture here, their suggestion is to use it like this. We're going to turn ours sideways, and in sort of the spirit, my last video and this one are both how to case a card, which is copy and share everything. Sort of the Stampin' Up! Term for being inspired by other card ideas. And so these were the split front cards that I've done recently. This one quite a bit earlier and this one just the other day. And so we're going to turn this card into a split front card. We're going to flip it sideways. So first thing I'm going to do is bring my trimmer in and trim off 1 inch. And I love that the paper trimmer, Stampin' Up! Trimmer, has measuring on both sides of the cut point. So that is super helpful for us. Now, we could leave this white here, but actually what I want to do is go ahead and add this layer on top of it here so that when we open it, it's not quite so stark. We're really going to go ahead and just split this. So I'm going to cut 1 inch from this also, which is going to mean that we're going to have 1 inch overlap inside, and then we're going to have a panel here for the front like we do on our other samples. So basically you can see where I'm kind of taking this idea that we had from our other split front cards, and we're just transferring it to a new set of paper pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this. I have my multi-purpose liquid glue, which is convenient for doing pieces of things. And usually when I do this, I've already got a card sample kind of finished in the eaves to show you, but this one I'm making as we go along because I kind of wanted to put it together. So here is now our second layer, and this is gonna go underneath, and it's going to extend on the inside because we cut the same amount off. So you see how this is gonna give us some extra choices here. All right, and then I'm going to add our split front other piece here to the front of our card. So you can see we've kind of taken this sort of standard, fold your card in half, standard card front, and we've turned it into something that's a little bit extra fun, okay? So I have this here, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the decoration from their inspiration here. So I'm gonna pull out these. So when you have the refill kit or the paper pumpkin kit, if you've got it, you get 5 sets of this particular card and 5 sets of the black and white card. So lots of choices. Hi, Carol. Oh, Carol says she loves this shade of green. Yeah, I do too. This is shaded spruce. So we're gonna go ahead and use our shaded spruce now. There's a little stamping in the background here. I'm gonna use my big pad instead of the little one that's included, and I'm gonna ink up my stamp. So you might miss it, but there's actually a little image stamped here kind of in the background behind the trees. So I've got my trees stamped there. And now our vellum trees are gonna go here. And I'm gonna kind of look at this and figure out where our vellum is gonna cross. And I'm gonna flip, I'm gonna do it this way because I can just see right through. And I'm going to put some glue on here where it's going to be hidden by the layer that we're gonna put on top. Oof, a little bit clingy there. All right, so I got that set, and I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm gonna use that tree line there kind of as our basis for everything else. Now, adhesive shows through vellum, so remember you wanna make sure that you have a plan to cover those pieces up. And our plan is this little piece of the silvery gray here, and with Paper Pumpkin Refill Kit, also you'll get the Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'll pop a couple of these on here. And then we're gonna flip this over and layer it there to cover our glue. So don't tell anyone about that mess. And then we're gonna take one of these red banners, which I think did I drop one? No, okay. Which is a great decoration. A lot of times when I'm designing cards, I'll talk about sort of like grounding a layer and giving it a little bit more force. So I'll show you the Noel version. So these are a little laser cut too. So this could go on just like this, but I love the way that they've added this element here to pop on top. So let's go ahead and add some glue on there. We're gonna extend, and perfectly our banner goes over the edge of our split front card. So that gives us a cool extra effect there. And then our Noel is gonna go pretty close to the bottom. So I think I'm safe to put glue kind of across the center of our letters here. There we go. And mount that. All right. And then in the sample, they use some of these cute little gem pieces. So I'll go ahead and do that. Remember, I always cut the side edge of my containers rather than trying to peel back that flippy part. Oops, that one just jumped off of the page. So let's see. Actually, I think I'm gonna put one down here on the other side. It's not in the sample that way, but there we go. So now I've got 3 little dots, and then we have one that kind of extends here. And then there are, if you have the stamps, lots of greetings for this particular set that you can stick inside, or you could go ahead and pop something totally different in there from another Christmas stamp. So there's fun fold number 1. So instead of just the plain folded card front, we have got this one split out with a split front card, okay? So remember, we're taking our inspiration from another card, we're kind of taking the same layout, and instead of having this polar bear and so forth here, or instead of having this tiger here, we're sort of having our focal point just be a whole different set of supplies. And fun that they're all set up for us with paper pumpkin already. Okay, you guys ready for another? We're like cranking along this morning. So I have another fun fold card to share with you. And that one we're gonna make using the tree paper here. Now, this is the tree card. It is designed to be this one here with this set of embellishment stuff on front. So it's designed to fold in half. I'm not gonna fold mine. I'll tell you why in a minute. With this piece here, another one of these super fab banners, a little Merry Christmas greeting, then some embellishments and stuff. So we're gonna do this a little differently. We're gonna take inspiration from some other cards that I've got, and these were our demonstrator swap cards. So as demonstrators, we often participate in card trade ideas. And so I have these to show you. So this one is by my friend Linda Bowen. And let me, oops. Okay, well, that wasn't so good. But it's by my friend Linda Bowen. And instead of having just a regular card, it is, so it would normally fold like this. She's got it so that the front is actually folded in half, and then you can layer something on the front and then have layers on the inside. So see how that works? So here's another one using a different stamp set. This one is by Jennifer Cotton, and it's got that pine cone set that's so popular, and it opens the same way. So fun ideas there. And then our last one is by Jan McClurg, and she used the whimsical trees, and I love those holly leaves. So she used that one, and it's the same idea. They all open, instead of being folded flat on the front, you basically score the front an extra time. And so when you open them, then you have your front, you have your card and your card front too. It's like having your cake and eating it too, okay? All right, so you can see where our inspiration came from. So we're gonna use that card inspiration to build something different. So get our split front card out of the way. As I said, I didn't fold this in half first, and I know I'm talking really quickly this morning. If you find that I talk too quickly for you on YouTube when you watch, you can turn the speed down so that it's like a fractional, like a 75% or something. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Meg, so fast, you can always turn me down. All right, so I'm gonna fold this way instead, because when we use our folded front card, we actually are gonna fold this front back, okay? And so I'm gonna fold that center score line the opposite direction that we usually would. So now we have this as our card base. Okay, you guys still with me? All right, Claire says she loves seeing inspiration from other cards. I love being inspired by other cards. The catalog is a great place. My past videos, all kinds of places you can look. All right, now let's look here at our pieces. Let's go ahead and stamp our greetings. So we're gonna put Merry Christmas on here. So I've got my shaded spruce pad and my Merry Christmas. Again, if you are getting the refill, you won't have the stamps, but you can substitute for another stamp set. And we've got our Merry Christmas on there. Now, sometimes with paper pumpkin paper, I give it an extra second to dry because I don't want to smear, and it's not always instant. So let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of the circle. When there's buffalo check, it's a really good reason, a good time to make sure your card pieces are straight on the check. So we're gonna align there just a little bit off, kind of tends to look a little funny. And then I'm gonna put my Merry Christmas on here. Now, if you're wondering like, okay, that's great, Meg, but how are you gonna write on that card? There's no place to add your greeting, like your writing and your everything. Rest assured, I'm gonna give you a really, really cool addition for this card. We're gonna get a mask going here, so, okay. But we're gonna get our front pretty well set. And then the kit even includes some ribbon and, or I guess it's baker's twine, and you can tie a bow. So I can't do this upside down, so you can use your imagination, but to get a bow out of nowhere, you're going to start by a bow tied on nothing. You're gonna start by pinching 2 pieces into a loop. Okay, so there's my loop. And then I'm gonna wrap it around kind of like I'm tying a bow, and I'm gonna bring that loose end back through the little knot or little opening that I just made, that little hole, okay? So feel free to rewind and watch that as many times as you want. The thing that will make your bow like look right is to cinch down the loops until they are a good size. Big flappy loops generally are not what you want when you're working on a little card palette this size. And then this is stuck here with a mini glue dot. So we'll go ahead and use, I've actually never used these ones. Let's do it. Let's use one of the ones. So I'm going to pop this on the ribbon. And, oh, I hear the rabbit upstairs. Oh, our diva bunny. She's rearranging her cage, her palace actually. She doesn't really have a cage. She has a gigantic rabbit run. And she's rearranging the furniture. She likes to do that. Okay, so I just peeled the background off, and then I'm gonna take the edges, since it's a little bit big, and I'm gonna flip them up sort of taco style and pop them on there. So there is our bow. So this is gonna be our card front embellishment. And let's go ahead and pop this one on. I'm gonna use glue. Remember to just put the glue on the side that's going to contact the card front. You don't wanna glue your card shut. Okay, and Green Lid glue, the multi-purpose liquid glue, takes a second to grab, so you wanna just give it a couple seconds to grab on. Now, while we're doing that, I'm gonna show you the next piece. So here is what you're going to want. You're gonna want 2 of a 2" by 5 1/4 piece of basic white cardstock, because I will show you, we are going to put these inside our card here. Okay, you got the note. We're gonna put them inside our card here, like so, okay? So that they show when the card is open and they don't show when the card is closed and in that amazingly gorgeous envelope. Sheesh, those are so fabulous. All right, so it bothers me a little that there's kind of a split there, but you really wanna cut these. You don't want to leave it one piece and fold it, because it won't, the card won't fold properly. But we're gonna make it so you don't even notice that cut line, okay? So if you want to do it this way, instead of cutting 2 of the 2" by 5 1/4, oh, I just realized I'm pointing off the sheet. Let's do this. Okay. Instead of cutting the 2 of the 2 by 5 1/4, try cutting 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then we're going to split it after we do our fabulous masking trick, okay? So let's move this a little bit out of the way. Let's put the lid back on our glue. All right, so we're gonna go this direction. And remember this piece that we took out of the, where'd my card go? Oh, there we go. This background piece of vellum that we took out, that vellum tree bit for our card here, we're gonna use this as a mask, okay? Now, I'm gonna set this kind of on here, because we're gonna put our decoration kind of towards the bottom corner. And I'm going to bring in, again, my shaded spruce pad and my friendly neighborhood blending brush. So this one is the one I use for greens. Actually, the last green was granny apple green, I think. Oh, actually, no, it was soft succulent for a card that I made. Here's the sneak peek of that one. This set is coming. These dies and these stamps are coming as a new product in November, so you can look for those. It's called Eden's Garden, but available for demonstrators now. So if you want it now, you can't wait, then let me know. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this here. Now I'm going to grab my blending brush and a couple things. These are really fragile parts of this vellum mask, the ones that point down. So I'm gonna start up and move down each time so that I'm not messing up those really fragile parts of our mask, okay? So you can see they're not getting peeled up. I'm also being really careful not to run off the edge of our mask. So usually I use like big sweeping motions. I don't want ink to get over here. And I'll show you a different trick for how to just ensure that that won't happen. If you're nervous, you're like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can sponge or do blending brushes exactly in the right place. Down there, of course, we're off the edge onto our scratch paper, so it's no problem. But I love the texture of this. It goes so well with the trees. So again, small movements, being careful not to move my mask as we go. And this mask will last you quite a while because the vellum is a little bit resistant to the ink, so it's not gonna get saturated and wet, okay? All right, so now the big reveal, we're gonna take that off, and there are our trees. So that mask is a really great tool for kind of making the most of the elements in this kit. So don't throw those scraps away. You're going to find them really helpful. Okay, so before I said it was gonna be 2 inches wide, we're gonna go ahead and trim this. But before I do that, I'm gonna bring in my tree stamp. So we kind of have a little more, and I did get a smudge of ink there. So I'm going to cover it up by putting a tree over it. There we go. All right. So now we have our trees, and instead of those 2 split pieces, I'm gonna bring in the solid piece, and I'm gonna cut it in half to fit there on our thing. So let's see, I didn't check these before. Sending you peace and joy all year long, wishing you and your family the best. I kind of like that one. Sending you peace and joy all year long. So I'm gonna take this. Remember, when I mount my photopolymer, I always lay it flat and pick it up with my block. That way I'm not distorting the stamp. And I'm gonna remember that my greeting is gonna have to go on one side or the other. I don't really want my greeting to split the side. Let's do a check stamp. Yep, there you go. And go ahead and stamp that there. Okay, so now bring our handy dandy trimmer back in here and cut our piece in half. And I have one more fun fold sample to show you after this one, because like I said, this is really a terrific kit, and you can turn your pieces into anything. So we have a split front card. We have a card here now. So you see how really that line just disappears because we bridged the line with our decoration. So nobody's really even gonna see that cut down the middle because our decoration has really spanned it, okay? So a cool trick for you when you're doing this really pretty split front, or this really pretty folded front card, and you want to avoid it. Now I'm gonna run this in one, this is when you get spam phone calls during your video. I love that you have just an extra second or two to nudge those pieces around with the multi-purpose liquid glue, okay? And then our greeting kind of goes right across there. Oh, and we didn't add the embellishments. Goodness gracious, we need some bling. Well, if I can find it. So someplace here are those cute little rhinestoney things. Okay, well, anyway, when they turn, oh, there they are. Okay, let's see, we'll pop a couple on here. We'll kind of use their inspiration here. So we're gonna put one up above and one kind of down here to the side. I should get out my take your pick tool and flip these more easily. And then one below. See, Stampin' Up! Does the same thing. They do things in groups of 3s, and they don't put anything on a horizontal or vertical line. So they're a skewed triangle, okay? So there is our second, oh watch, I didn't, there we go. Check, make sure your card folds. So there is our second fun fold. So we have a split front, we have a folded front, and we're gonna do one more great card idea for this. And we're gonna go back to our green card here, which was the card base for this. And I'm gonna use the same technique, but I'm gonna do a different treatment on the front. So if you don't like the idea of having to split your inside layer, you can do this version instead. So we're gonna take our card layer here that is, we split for the split front, we cut that inch off, remember. This time we're gonna go ahead and just adhere it. And I'm gonna put the adhesive on this side because it's just safer. And it is a heavy enough paper that we don't have to worry about it needing like extra support or anything like that. So I'm gonna lay it across here and go ahead and stick it down. So it's pretty similar to split front, except this time we're gonna have it open with this folded front card idea, okay? Now we're gonna need some cardstock for the inside, and this one I've cut to a different size. This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Because I don't want to battle, right? If I made it the same size as the card front layer, then I would have to make sure I get it exactly right, and it would like peek out from the side and just sort of, I don't want that. So I just made it small so that it will be our simple friend here. And we're gonna do just a little bit different trick here with the stenciling. And I'm gonna show you my stencil trick for the other front. So we're gonna pop this down here. We don't want a ton of trees, we just want the bottoms of the trees. So same as before, I'm gonna use my shaded spruce and I'm gonna always go down because of these little edge pieces here of my trees. I don't want them to pop up. I want them to stay down. And if I brush this way, they're gonna have a little extra harder time. Okay, I am absolutely brushing my fingers here. So they are very green. So I'm gonna grab my my Simply Chamois here, and this is a great tool for just nudging that ink off of your finger. See, very much less green. At least not green enough and that it'll stay off of my other card pieces there. Okay, so there is our little trees. There we go, like that. So you can use just the tops of your trees. And then I'm going to put this on the inside, but I'm gonna add Noel. And what I wanted to show you, when you pop these out, you get, look, another mask. So anytime in a paper pumpkin kit or one of the other kit collections, there's a link in the video description if you wanna check those out, if you like the idea of things, having pieces that are already matched to go. You don't have to make the cards the way they say to. You can make them any way you want, but the pieces sometimes are nice to have all perfectly matched and ready to go for you, okay? Now, so if we're gonna put a Noel on here, we could do this, but it is really gonna be tricky to get that there without getting the edges. So what I'm gonna do, did that make sense? I don't know if that was very eloquently stated. I don't want the ink to go off the edge and have like a red box around this. Because we're gonna do this one in Cherry Cobbler. So what I'm gonna do instead is just take my multi-purpose liquid glue and pop a little glue along the bottom edge of this. And I'm gonna take some scrap paper. You can use cardstock, or honestly, you could just use typing paper or something. And I'm gonna adhere this just like that so that it is down below where the mask has to come in, okay? So it looks like that from the back side. All right, so you're gonna accent your mask so that you're making your life a little easier. And I've already done that. So here's one that already has that. So for this one, it was from the bottom, so I had to put some extra pieces on, but you can see where the other Noel is on there. And so I'm gonna layer this on our card here. I'm gonna try and get it straight. That's the thing, I guess, that's tricky. If you are like me and you make your elements not straight, then it can look a little funny. But okay, there, I think that's pretty straight. So now I'm gonna bring in my blending brush that I use for reds, and I'm going to do Cherry Cobbler on here. And there's some panic-inducing moments because it looks like I am getting red ink on my card, but that is going on our protected mask part here, so we're good with that. All right, I'll make sure we get all of it. All right. Oh, I think I might have gotten some on the side there. Okay, well, we'll pretend it's not there. All right, I should have taken the time to do masking on all sides. All right, so there's our Noel. So we've done another mask. So we have our tree mask and our Noel mask. So remember to save those pieces. Don't just scrap them. And this is gonna go on the inside of our card like so, okay? Now, you can use it just like that, or if you want to sacrifice another piece, this is a really pretty way to go ahead and add the silver right on top of it and have that be an extra accent there. So if I'm gonna go ahead and do that, you know what, let's just do it. We're gonna go ahead and do that, but for the front of our card, we need another greeting piece. So this time I'm gonna grab another of these and we'll do our Merry Christmas. And I'm gonna stamp it in shaded spruce again. And we're gonna do this sort of circle accent that really is designed to go with the other card. Let's see, am I gonna do the circle accent? I might not do the circle because the circle is the buffalo check, so it's not gonna show very well. So let's design the front of our card. So what if we do just the banner and the piece here and a little Merry Christmas. And I kind of like the stamps, or hey, we could go ahead and mask some more trees on the front. Let's do that. We'll do some more masking trees. So I'm gonna pop this on here, kind of off to the side, and we'll grab our shaded spruce. So this is where the beauty of the mix and match comes in so nicely with paper pumpkin. You have pieces that all coordinate and they go together, and you can mix and match and decide which pieces you want to use and which ones you want on which cards. And so everything matches, you know, it'll all come out looking fabulous. Kind of like the Stampin' Up! Colors, where shaded spruce here matches the shaded spruce on our designer paper. All right, I'm finding, since I haven't, since we have a darker background, I'm doing a little bit more ink here, a little heavier than I did when we were just on our basic white. Okay. All right. Now it's tricky to line it up again, so you better hope to be done the first time. Oh yeah. Hey, those trees look great. I love it. Okay. So in this way you can, you know, save these pieces because you don't necessarily need these over and over again, or you could go ahead and layer it again there like that. I think I'm going to leave it without though. So here's our Merry Christmas. I am going to stamp some trees on there though, because I like that little stamp tree set. And so let's grab, I like that inspiration there from the samples. So we'll put our trees over there so they peek out just a little bit at the top. And then we're going to pop some dimensionals on the back of our banner. So this is sort of that mix and match thing, right? You can take inspiration from the card ideas that are given and decide which pieces you want to use in which places. So, all right, I am getting like inky fingers like crazy here. All right, and then our banner. And I'm kind of going off to one side. I don't really like things to be centered generally. So now we can do our banner to this side or this side. This part would be okay to center because it's a little bit off the third of the card. I think I'm going to do it this way and put a red bow over here. What do you guys think? All right, and then we'll grab our thread here. I guess you guys do get to see me tie a bow again. So again, make your loop and pinch it, wrap around, and then back through that loop that you've just made. Cinch your ends down so they're cute. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on here. Remember, the multi-purpose liquid glue doesn't grab instantly, so you're gonna have to give it a second to grab. And while we're waiting for that, then we'll add some of these super fab little rhinestoney things. So, and if we put one or two on top of our trees, they will really help to accent that tree in the background thing. So let's see, I think this one's gonna go over, oh, I should have put them around the bow, but that's okay. Too far away. Let's see, do you guys ever do this? You kind of like move them around with your fingernail to decide where you want them? There we go, I like that. Okay, all right, so there's our front with our bow that's now attached, and there's our inside, and we're just gonna take a little bit of this multi-purpose liquid glue. Always dangerous to be gluing on top of your other card layer. Don't recommend. But we're gonna pop this on top of our shadow here. Just a little bit offset so that silver paper shows up really nicely on our whisper white, our basic white here. All right, and I don't wanna turn that over, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue here and plop this here on top. So there is a third paper pumpkin alternate idea. Let's see, Beth says, great. She loves the stencil and can't wait to use hers now. Oh my gosh, yes. And really, paper pumpkin kits often come with die cut elements. So always think about those as stencils. Don't throw those little scraps away. I know, it gets dangerous there. But think about having those be useful parts of your card. So we use both. We used both Noel and we used the tree. So, all right, so then our last fun filled card here is gonna come across. So that's kind of a panel card. So here are the two designs that are included in the kit. And then here are my three, we've got three now, fun fold ideas. So our split front card where we kind of cut that inch off. And honestly, you're stenciling trees, put some trees in there. Then we have our folded front card here where we made that split in the center for our greeting so that it's hidden and you get the full effect of that whole line of those gorgeous trees that are on the printed card fronts, excuse me. And then we have our last one here, which is sort of this folded front panel card where you have that whole panel that moves over, sort of in contrast to this one where it's just that extra element that comes over, okay? So I hope that you guys are excited about some of these paper pumpkin ideas. The refills for paper pumpkins are available in the online store. There's a link in the video description. You can see which ones are available now. They are while supplies last. So this one, 10 cards for $10, really kind of hard to go wrong on. I would imagine that these might go pretty quickly depending on how many they have in stock. So don't wait if this is something you want to do. And remember, you're not only getting the 10 cards, but you're also getting 5 tree stencils and 5 Noel stencils. Honestly, you could use these as stencils too. Those little pieces, that would be a pretty place to stencil and then stamp a little greeting. So really lots of great ideas to use these pieces. And oh, I was gonna show, I forgot. Okay, well, in the supplies in the video description, there is a snowflake. If you're wondering why the Winter Wonderland snowflakes are added, my intention was to take these cute little snowflakes and pop one here. Oh, I should have used it on this card. Okay, well, we'll pretend. So if I was gonna pop this under here, something like that, then I could have that snowflake underneath, not like popped up there. But that snowflake would be a great extra embellishment for this card too, right? So you can see how you can mix and match extra elements. And these snowflakes, you get a bazillion of them for like $6. And they're really nice size and pretty, 24 of them. So they are a great addition to this kit too, if you're looking for something to add to it. So Tanya says she has last year's kits that she didn't use yet. You know what? It's never too late to go back and use a paper pumpkin. I actually have done it before. And most recently, my favorite paper pumpkin refill use was to go back. I had a Boy Scout troop. My son's Boy Scout troop wanted to make some cards to do some senior service for a project. They needed some service hours. So I took my paper pumpkins, a couple of them, and we kind of made stations, and the boys made cards to drop off at the local senior center. And they wrote little notes inside. I think it was shortly before back to school or sometime over the summer. So their notes were like, really looking forward to the baseball season starting, just sort of non-specific things, right? A little bit of a glimpse into their lives and sign them. So think about maybe alternate ways to use your paper pumpkin. Is there a group that you, a church group or a scout group or a school group, or is there somebody who, just a group of friends get together and make up some of your paper pumpkin cards together and then donate those cards someplace? It's a great time of year to drop things off at senior centers or assisted living and things like that, as finished cards that just say, hey, hope your things are going well and we're thinking of you. So, all right, let's see. Yes, love the paper pumpkin alternate ideas and the buffalo chat. Oh yeah, you could stamp all kinds of fun backgrounds on there, and you could add textures, and really just think about using the pieces that are part of the paper pumpkin kits to go ahead and try something a little bit different. I think that snowflake's not gonna fall off. So there are our paper pumpkin alternates for the October 21 kit. And I have paper pumpkin alternates going back, for a few months here. So you can go ahead and check those. The one that, let's see. This was the one using the apple boxes. If you weren't gonna make those apple boxes because you didn't want apples or pumpkins, this is a great card. This was another one of our Make Our Mornings with Meg videos. So really lots and lots of paper pumpkin. And I think there's a link in the video description for my paper pumpkin alternate project playlist. So you can find all of those there too. Again, if you have any questions about subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, go ahead and let me know. I'm happy to help you with that. You will if you subscribe now, the first kit you will get is the November kit, which is, take a deep breath, it's boxes, but they are darling. They have these little snowflake things that we've seen, or little snowman things we've seen in the sneak peek, and I absolutely promise you that we will be able to make some really great cards using the pieces in that paper pumpkin. So even if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to make boxes, rest assured that I have ideas for you for fabulous cards also. All right, Margie says she used the kits as is because she has so many card ideas floating around her head. It was just too much. I totally get that. And Gian, thank you for your kind words. So I really think that stamping is a great way to bring joy to a lot of people. There's the joy we get from, well, joy that I get from sharing ideas with you. That's so much fun. And the joy that we get from actually crafting something and making it. There's the joy that you get from giving something to someone. And there's joy in the receiving and, you know, brightening someone's day when they open something special that you made. So honestly, I love the chance that we have as stampers and crafters to just share a little bit of a bright spot in someone's day. I mean, honestly, we're talking like paper and ink, right? They're not like great life-changing things, but I truly believe that the more joy that we can spread in the world, the more difference we can make for other people. That's so sappy, but it's true. So, all right, guys, I hope you have a super fabulous Monday, a really great week. And I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday for more cards. And I think Wednesday, I'm gonna have a pet project. So also good for not pet fans or people who don't absolutely love pets as much as others. But we'll be back on Wednesday with another great project. So happy stamping, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I will see you then. Take care.